Hello and welcome everyone. Uh, Today we'll see how we can format your PhD thesis. So let's say we have a dummy file here where I have kept several things like first we have a title page, then we have abstract and followed by acknowledgement. Then we have a section of table of content. You can add a table of list of pictures and list of tables as well. Now, directly I'm moving to chapter one. I have kept five subsections. You can add more subsections here. Similarly, we have chapter two, literature review, where I have kept only two subsections. And we have chapter number three, research methodology, where there are four subsections. Okay. Now, similarly, we have chapter number four, where there are three subsections, and under this third subsection, we have two more subsections. Okay, so followed by the chapter number five, where we have four subsections. Okay, similarly, we have chapter six, and finally, we have references or the bibliography and the appendix. Okay. So let's say this is your PhD thesis format and how to format this and how to make the table of content using the reference tab. We'll try to learn here. So we are starting from, we will just keep this title page aside for now. Let's start from chapter number one, how to make sections and subsections. Okay. So first of all, you need to write it like I have written chapter one introduction, like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. You just need to type it. Whatever the sections are there or the subsections are there, simply type it in any format or any font. Okay. Now we'll start here, go to the style section, then first of all go to heading number one, click on modify, okay, right click and then click on modify. Now we'll keep the font as Times New Roman. The font size should be, let's say, 14. We'll make it in the middle and it should be bold and the color would be automatic, like black. Now go to the format section again, paragraph. Then we'll make the line spacing before 8 and after 8. And the line spacing should be 1.5. You can keep it single or double, whatever you want. Now press on OK. And yeah, this will look like this one. This is an example. Now press on again OK. Okay, so we have set it the heading number one. Now let's set the heading. Let's check first. Okay. So select this whole section, that is chapter number one, introduction, and click on this heading number one. So here we go, and it will appear like this one. If you want to make any changes, select this again. Go to heading number one. If you want to modify and if you want to keep the font size 12, you can make it 12 and the font size will be 12. But I'll again keep it 14. I'll again change it to 14 and press on OK. Now we have section number one, and how you can confirm this? Press Control and F, and here you will find a heading, chapter number one. Okay, now let's see. Okay, now we want to make this subsections. So how to do it? This is heading number one. Go to heading number two. Again, right click and click on modify. We'll keep the font Times New Roman and the font size should be 12, let's say, and we'll make it again bold and this should be justified. Okay, and the color would be automatic. And again we'll go to the format tab, paragraph, and keep the line spacing similar like before 8 and after 8 as well, and we'll make the line spacing 1.5 and press on OK. Now this will appear like this one. So let's check. Press on OK and select this particular subsection and click on heading number 2. See how it appears. Okay. Again, we can check, like if you want to check for heading number subsection 1.2, click it here, and as soon as you will make this as section or subsection, it will appear on this side as well. Okay, as you can see, chapter 1 followed by 1.2 and 1.1 and 1.2. Let's make all these sections here. Okay, this one, and this one as well. Okay, it will keep on adding on your navigation. Okay, now we have added the, we'll move to chapter number 2. Heading, select this and keep it heading number 2. Now we have this heading number 2 and heading number 2. Now we'll move to chapter number 3, select it and make it heading number 1. We are keeping this in upper cases. If you want to keep it in normal sentence cases, you can make it. Okay. Then we have 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3, 3.4. Similarly, you can do it, and whatever you want to write, you can write it, or you can simply copy from any your notepad or any of your Word files here. Okay. Yeah, let's move to chapter number 4. Make this as heading number 1, and this should be heading number 2. This will be heading number 2, and this will be heading number 2. But see, there's a subsection of a subsection, like 4.3.1. So this should be a subsection of 4.3. So now what to do? Go to the heading number 3 and again click on modify, make it Times New Roman. The font size will be 12, make it bold, the text color will be automatic, it should be justified. Go to the format section, go to the paragraph setting, make the necessary changes, like I'll keep line spacing 8 after and before, and the line spacing would be 1.5. Press on OK and then again OK. So here we have 4.3.1 and select on heading number 3. Now see, it will not come in the same line. It will move a bit right because it is a heading number 3, layer out 3. And again, this one as heading number 3. Now if you have another section, let's say 4.4, let's say whatever it is, 4.4, your objectives, let's say objective description. Okay, so if you want, you can select it and you can make it heading number 2. So it will appear like this one, as you can see, okay, in your navigation tab. Now again, let's move on and go to section heading, chapter number 5. Select it, make it heading number 1. This will be your heading number 2, heading number 2, followed by heading number 1. This 2 and this as well, heading number 2. Okay, and last chapter, sorry, this should be heading number 1 and this should be heading number 2, heading 2 and heading number 2. Okay, so we are done with all these chapters. Now let's see what to do with references or bibliography. You can make this as well as heading number 1 if you want to keep the font size as 14, and it should, if you want to keep it in middle, if you want to keep it in the on the left side, you can make changes, or if you want to justify it, you can change it, or you can keep it in the middle. Okay, now uh, the last section, that is appendices, so you can again make it heading number 1. So whatever you will do, this will lead to this navigation tab and you can simply see all the tabs. Okay, now move up and let's make this title page a font size of 16, and or you can simply keep it as 14, whatever you want. We are keeping it as 16. The font should be Times New Roman, and yeah, it should be 16. You can keep it in the middle, and you can keep the text side as automatic. And yeah, let's see for abstract, you can make it heading number 1, the acknowledgement as heading number 1. Then we have table of content as heading number 1. So all this section will appear in the navigation tab as well. So we have a list of all these sections and subsections, as you can see. Now, once you are done with all this procedure, what you need to do for making a table of content, go to this table of contents, go to this table of content section. Okay, now press here and then go to reference tab. Click on this drop down button of your table of content. Now go to custom table of contents. Now, if you whatever format if you want to choose, if you want to choose from any templates, you can choose it like classics, fancy, modern. You can select any of this styles. I'm choosing from template, and yeah, first of all, you need to go to modify section. Then you can modify it. I'm keeping the text in Times New Roman and keeping the font size as 12. It should be in, no, I don't want bold. It should be justified. Yeah, it should be justified. I'm going again to the paragraph setting. I'll keep before 4 points and after 4 points as well. And the line spacing should be, let's say, 1.5. And press it on OK. Now again, you have to click on OK. Oh, yeah, one more time OK. Now, if you want this dotted line, you can click on this dotted line. If you want this kind of dotted line, you can click it, whatever you want, whatever you like. You can make the necessary changes, but as of now, I don't want this line, so I'll select it none, and it will appear here. The preview of this section will appear here. Now, if you are done with all the settings, please press on OK. And here we go. We have the table of contents here. Now, it is on the next page, so we'll press a backspace here. And yeah, backspace here. So select this whole text. Yeah, if yeah, it is selected. And if you want to change the font size, you can change it to Times New Roman. You can change it to Book Antica, whatever you want. If you want to make changes in the font size, let's say 10. Or if you want to change the color, you can change the color as well. Yeah, like suppose I'm keeping it in red. Okay, and you will find this table of content look like this one, and all these page numbers are given here. If you want to write this page number here, you can write it page number here. And suppose the title page has not appeared here, so what you need to do, press enter here, keep it justified, and you can simply type it as well. Suppose title, press tab, go to the right last section, and the page number, suppose page number 1, so you can keep page number 1 as well, and you can adjust it with a space as, yeah, so it has been adjusted as well. Okay, so this is the way how you can modify your table of content. Now if you have added any sections or your page numbers has been changed, so what you need to do, go to the reference tab and click on this update tables. Okay, and either you can update the page numbers or you can totally change update the entire table. Like if you have added any sections or subsection, so you should update your entire table, or if you have just changed the page numbers of the sections, you can simply click on update page number. Better to update the entire table. So let's update this entire table. See, once your table has been updated, it will look like this one, and the font size will be changed. But at the end, once you are done, select the whole table and make the necessary changes, like change the font size, and if you want to change the color as well, you can change it. Okay, and it will appear like this. This is the way how you can simply and easily make the table of contents. Okay. But start from the beginning. You have to select it from the style menu. You have to set the heading number 1, heading number 2, heading number 3, and as well, if you want to make any changes, like if you want to bold it, you can simply select the text and you can make it bold. If you don't want to bold it, again select it and remove this bold section as well. So this is the way how you can make your table of content. I hope it was helpful for you. Thank you, everyone.